This is the southeast corner of the food forest. Chicky was just drinking out of this naturally filled hole by the banana circle because our water table is so high. I really should have taken some before footage, however I didn't, so I want to make sure I take this now. Hi Lady Gray, hi Blondie. The chickens love it out here. Our water table is so high that I could stand in there and I'd just have to put my foot down to about my knee and there'd be water. However, we are getting ready for a new planting season. And hey. Oh, careful. Nice save. We're getting ready for a new planting season. The past couple years, I tested a theory that I came up with. Maybe I didn't come up with it, but I hadn't read it anywhere, so I thought of it. I'm sure I'm not the original thought leader on this. Although about plants creating their own warmth, this is a very weak circle for other plants. So whoever's growing in here will be surrounded by sugarcane, bananas, guava, palm, 2 palms actually, and a mulberry tree. So this tree should be very warm, even on our coldest days of the winter. And this circle, this area here will generate its own warmth as well. The chickens are loving, hi Elvis, loving all this fresh land to walk around in. It does definitely concern me that I don't have overhead protection at the moment. There are lots of hawks and eagles, and fortunately we have some roosters. We do have 2 roosters, however they are still a bit young and act a bit like scaredy cats, so they're not much protection yet. Although hopefully as the food forest grows up this year, so will they. You all girls coming? Come on, baby cakes. Come on, Blondie, all the way in the back. Oh, there's still Henry back there. I have specifically not dug up this area yet, or over here where I'll be planting more, because we had a predator attack a couple weeks ago and I still have a bunch of chickens buried there. I don't think they've decomposed yet. The new tractor is up and running. I was out working yesterday and I removed a tea tree olive from right there and moved it to a different area. And I was over here removing a very sour citrus fruit that was actually too close to the path. Although also it was supposed to be a Buddha hand citron, which is really good for zesting and for scents, although not great for eating, typically. And the graft where I'd gotten it did not take. So I decided I'd remove it since it just turned into its original plant, the rootstock, which was very sour citrus. I do have a mulberry tree here. I'm gonna put these monsteras over here because they like partial shade. I have a little tiny pomegranate tree coming in. I think I'm gonna put either a cinnamon or a different tree back here as well. And one of the trees that'll grow straight up. Let's just walk along this path so we can cover the whole area real quickly. You can see how much of it has been cut. We did a ton of work yesterday. When I was over here by the bees, I was wearing a sombrero, as I usually do out here. And one of the bees got in my hat. And I just said, okay, you win. And took off my hat and let the bee fly away. Here's another one of those tea tree olives I'd like to relocate, although I'm afraid it's going to be too big. Its roots are just going to be absolutely huge at this point. So it might need to stay. I have 2 others in the same situation where their roots are just too big, and I'd like to relocate them. However, I don't think I'm going to be able to get them out reasonably. I am going to move this cassava plant and put a tree right there. Elvis, you getting some good stuff from that banana? Yeah, get at it. So I'm gonna take another fence, I think, and put it over here for the blackberries to climb up. And that area in front of the propagation station over here, let's just go in. I think the sea grapes are coming. This is an avo tree. That's a guava tree who may or may not stay. My guavas tend to have worms, and I don't know that I want to have a wormy tree. Although I'm gonna make this area in front of it blackberries because I want something here and I don't want a tree. I'd like the sunlight to get into the greenhouse. Let's see, these are a few of the trees headed in. I'm gonna put a tree here. And I suppose we can take the path back since we worked so hard to clear it out. Mulberry, papaya, juneberry, jackfruit, carambola, aka starfruit, peach, papaya. These papayas are fun, that ones I have. I planted them from seed. Hibiscus, finger lime. I don't know if it's red or green though. And I went to town cutting it back, but look at all that new growth. It didn't have any of this red growth on it the other day, and I only cut it back about 2 weeks ago. So all of that is new growth. It was just overrun with these very thorny raspberries that are coming back. Although this time with the raspberries, instead of letting them go wild, I have this really pretty thing for them to climb, and I have them in some tomato holders until I get more pretty things for them. Some basil, the white sapote. I'm gonna put someone else back there in the corner, and I have some Jerusalem walking onion to go back in that area. Another mulberry tree. We cleared all of this out. This whole thing was Mexican sunflowers, much to my children's chagrin, for this was one of their many forts. This brown turkey fig tree accidentally got pulled yesterday, so I've replanted him, but he's not looking as happy as some of the other stuff that got replanted. Some holes I've had prepared for this coming season. This is a finger lime who should now be doing a lot better since it's been covered by Mexican sunflowers. Let's see, we came down that path, so we'll go this way. Mulberry. Another one of these tea tree olives that I'd love to move, but I think its root ball is just gonna be too big. I'll show you how big the last one was, and it was smaller than that. Suriname cherry. This whole back area is elderberry. I cut back this crepe myrtle and found a mango tree, a loquat tree. When I had another tea tree olive I'd love to remove. When I had this planted, I had worked with the wrong company apparently, and they planted things really, really close to the path, which was in place. And so now I have trees that grow into the path, and I have to keep them pruned way back so that you can actually get through the path, unfortunately. This is a mango, and as you can see, it's already starting to have some strong buds on it. This is the hole. I'll stand in it so you can see just how big it is. I am in the hole. You wanna hop in here with me, Henry? Here, hop on in. From the smaller fragrant tea tree olive. It's just a tree for pollinators. Although the people who put them in must have gotten a special since we have so darn many. I think we have like 10 or something. Another mango. I'm gonna put some trees back here. And here we are. So this is the before video. My biggest regrets to this point is not taking more photos and videos of the before, because this looks completely different. Fig, this is a fig, jaboticaba. Wow, this jaboticaba got really big. This one I didn't realize how big it had gotten. This one started off at about 8 inches or so. I have some cassava back here. What informed my decision about creating heat circles was this lychee right here. And actually I'm glad I'm here because I can see that I need to cut back some of the cassava over here, and really this fire bush to give the lychee room to grow. Although the only reason it survived a very, very cold winter was because it was nestled between the fire bush, the cassava, and the banana plants, it gave it enough warmth. It was such a baby lychee tree that it really should have died that winter, like most of my other plants. So there's the newest start, and hopefully it'll be a successful one. I'm planning to mostly use these trellises for passion fruit and grapes, although I may have a couple of other surprises up my sleeve. So let's keep going with this as the summer goes on.